Here are the tests on my 1998 Kohler Wellworth Ingenium. There used to be a sticker on the flush valve that said water level, but it's gone now, so I just set the water line to this line of rust in the tank. Also, I have one Ingenium flapper and it's lost, so I just used an American Standard flapper and it is set to the lowest setting, meaning that the most water gets let out. So let's give this a flush and see how it does on tests. The flush looks like it could be a bit longer, but that's the factory setting, so I'm going to leave it at that for the tests. For the first test, let's see if it can take a washcloth. The trapway is not glazed, but I don't think that's enough to make it clog. Did perfectly as expected. Now let's see if it can take a grocery bag. I think it has a very, very good chance of passing perfectly. Did awesome. Now let's try a washcloth and a grocery bag together. I think it's going to pass the opening with little struggle, but once it gets to that small part at the end of the trapway, it'll clog hard and I'll have to plunge it. I'll be right back when the tank fills up for another flush. And we have an overflow. It actually wasn't too hard to make that come out, so I think it has a chance of passing if I try it a second time. So let's try that washcloth and grocery bag again and see if I can make it pass this time. I still think it will clog, but there's a chance it'll take it through. It did exactly the same as last time, except if I had given another flush, there was a very small chance it could have passed, but honestly I really doubt it. Now let's see if it can take a dish towel. I think it will do very well. Might struggle at the end, but I think it'll get it through pretty easily. I'd say that did perfectly. So I noticed that there were a lot of minerals in the rim jets, so I just gave it a much needed clean out by sticking a wire up all the holes. So I'm going to give it a flush and be sure all that stuff comes out. Well, there certainly was a lot of it in there. Glad it's gone now, and that should make the bowl rinse test more accurate. Now it's time for the dirt test. I think it will do very well because Ingeniums have a tendency to pass this test perfectly. I don't think it will do perfectly because for some reason the dirt isn't sticking to the sides, and usually when that happens there's like some staining at the end and the water doesn't even rinse that off. No idea what causes it, but for some reason this toilet had oil all over when I got it. But anyway, let's try the dirt test and see if it can pass. So, I don't know if you saw it or not, and I've mentioned this before, but the water actually creates a bubble over the little patch of dirt, and it makes it nearly impossible for it to take. You also probably saw right here how it struggled a lot to get the dirt off of that side. So, I really don't know what to say about this, but that tends to happen with toilets where the dirt does not stick to the sides. But let's just see if it can take this on a second flush. Well, then it was all wet, so it took it like a champ. Now let's see how it did around the sides. It's rather unpleasant to look at, but it looks like it did pretty well. There's this little bit right here. Probably should have done some more cleaning before I did the tests, but just like other Ingeniums I've tested, the bowl rinse is extremely good, and I am very impressed. So now let's try a clogged siphon jet test. These Ingeniums have been known to do great on this test, and I know that the 90s ones have more rim power than the 2000s ones, so I think it has a very, very good chance of passing. But let's just get that camera straight. There we go. Let's give this a blocked siphon jet test. A fairly weak siphon, but it did very, very well, considering one of the key parts of the flush was disabled. I really do like this design. It's probably one of my favorite Kohler designs. But anyway, that is about all for these tests. If you enjoy my videos, please subscribe and turn on notifications. It helps my channel a lot and I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and see you guys in the next video.